republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty Father, please look over this body on this dais as we get ready to do the city's business. Please provide wisdom. We make good decisions for all concerned. And please provide a safe passage for all those here at the meeting tonight. In your name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Well, we're all here this evening, and so we'll start out with the communications. We're going to change this up a little bit because the soccer team is not here at the moment, and we hope they'll be here very soon. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to recognize John Zia for an exceptional academic achievement, and I'll be down just a moment here.
Cool. All right, scholarship. Oh wait, is this the 800?
Is that on? You're looking
Better than I
mighty
do.
fine, let me tell you that. We're going to go down here. And this all came about, I'm a newspaper reader, and every morning I sit in my chair with my cup of coffee very early, and I read the newspapers. And so I really support that industry. And I came to your article, and I saw this young man who got what on his SAT score?
800.
800. Perfect. Can you believe it? So first of all, clap for that. Having raised 4 children, and the last one went to the Naval Academy, and I know the struggle she had on her SATs, I really knew the blood and the sweat and the tears that went into that. And I want your parents to stand up. Where are their parents? Your mom. You must be very, very proud of him. Well, we want to thank you because we know you're part of the reason that he's where he is today. So thank you. So I'm going to read this to you. This is the mayor and council. These people up here, too, were stunned by your accomplishment, and so they're a part of this. Jonathan Zia, an honor student at Goodyear's Millennium High School, gives credit to his school and his community through his outstanding academic achievement with a perfect score of 800 on the math SAT. Jonathan's dedication to the academic excellence has distinguished him as a young leader in the West Valley, who through his focus and discipline inspires all students to reach their highest academic and personal potential. Jonathan's pursuit of excellence is also reflected in his superior performance in demanding international baccalaureate program, in being elected president of the school's National Honor Society, and being named National Merit Commended Scholar and the Flynn Foundation Scholarship finalist. Jonathan's leadership extends to being elected as the Vice President of Future Business Leaders of America for his school chapter, and is being actively involved as a volunteer coordinator for the YMCA Teens Action Council. Jonathan has demonstrated the qualities of character and of excellence that are truly respected and admired by his peers and the community. For these reasons, the mayor and the council, on behalf of the City Council of Goodyear, Arizona, recognizes your achievements to be valuable examples of community pride and deserving of honor. Congratulations. Now, I want to bring down one of your mentors, and I want her to say a few words because Joanne works with your youth group, and she works very, very hard, and I want to give her this recognition. So I'm going back on the dais, and I'm going to let her take over. And we are so proud of you, and we are all going to be saying prayers and keeping our fingers and toes crossed for the Flynn Scholarship. Here's Joanne.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I just want to let you know, first of all, we wish him luck tomorrow because that's the big interview with Flynn, isn't it? And we know he's going to do well. But actually, as his leader in the YMCA Teen Action Council, I have to tell you that don't let all those great items that were stated about him, he has a wonderful sense of humor, and he is a good teen. He is, aren't you? Yeah, you are. And he's also our volunteer coordinator within the Teen Action Council, and he keeps us moving and grooving, and I just want you to know that there's a great mind in there, there's a great brain, but there's also a great kid. So congratulations, very proud of you. I feel like part of his mom here too. You know, we're all so proud of you. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, Mary.
It's interesting because when I sent him a note, of just an attaboy note, he sent me an email back. And I thought, is this a 31-year-old or is this a young man? I mean, I was terribly impressed by your ability and all the sentiments that you put in that. Now, we were supposed to have it this time, so how are we going to handle this with the volleyball team? I mean, the soccer team's not here yet. So we'll go ahead? All right, so we'll go on next to Walgreens City of Goodyear Partnership. Matt from the ballpark, the coordinator.
Good evening, Mayor Lord and members of council. For those of you who I have not met, my name is Matt Slatus, and I'm the ballpark coordinator for corporate sales and partnerships. I'm thrilled to be here tonight, and I wanted to share some exciting news with you. Walgreens has become our newest corporate partner at the facility, but more importantly than that, they've taken a new and active role in the Goodyear community. So we're thrilled to announce that this March 31st, before a spring training game, they're actually going to host a charity golf outing at Goodyear's Tres Rios Golf Course to benefit the Parks and Recreation Department's Youth Scholarship Fund. So in order to further this effort, Walgreens is actively taking registrations for the tournament at their Pebble Creek store. I'd like to introduce Mike Dooley, who's the general manager at Tres Rios, Ian Liu, who is Walgreens regional manager for Phoenix West, and Jim Denz, who is the store manager at the Pebble Creek store.
Hello, everybody. I just want to congratulate this young man. I think I had an 800 cumulative score on my SAT. And I also needed a sense of humor to deal with that. But it's a pleasure to be helping out the community in any way possible. My management company, which I represent, runs and operates a foundation called the TGF Foundation. And we raise money for just these purposes. On the day of the event, we're actually going to hand these gentlemen a check for $350, as well as hopefully discounted enough tea times as well. So it's a pleasure to be a part of everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I could say a few words, I also want to congratulate you. It's not too long ago that I was in that same shoes, I guess, and receiving those type of awards. So I know how special it is. Best of luck to you. I really mean it. I want to say thank you very much for the time and the opportunity. As the district manager, thank you very much for regional, but as the district manager for Phoenix West, one of the things I wanted to talk about in terms of Walgreens was that we're taking a step forward as a company. I want to share a little bit of a vision of what this company is all about, because I do have a lot of respect and a lot of loyalty for this company. But we've created a new position. It's a community leader position, and Jim Denz is a store manager at Pebble Creek and McDowell, happens to be our community leader for this area. And part of that job description is to do 6 community events out there in the public. So I have 7 community leaders. I should have 42 events going across the year. Last year we did over 60, and I'm very proud of what we've been able to touch and who we've been able to touch and what we've been able to do. We've done grand things from AIDS foundations to working with Phoenix Children's Hospital to smaller events, but just as impactful, from Habitat to Humanity, building simple buildings. It would be cleaning up sidewalks. We'll do anything. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't just stop with him. It goes as high as me and my market vice president, that we're going to reach out and do everything in the community. So when I had the opportunity to speak with you, I wanted to make sure that it was evident that this company is not just here to say we're going to do it. We're going to absolutely jump at every opportunity to find some way to help the community. And what a better, I can't think of a better thing to support than the Youth Scholarship Fund that you guys have. On that note, I also want to extend an invite. We have some exciting news around the corner. We have a new design in our pharmacy that I think is going to change the community pharmacy. So I'm going to try and leave this out there for you. We're going to bring in some new products. We're going to bring in some new services. Unit dose pharmacy, which is really supporting the assisted living, the group homes, the nursing homes. And we're going to try and make that landscape for pharmacy competitive. So now we're going to be out there and we're going to own it. We're going to be part of it to give you guys the best rates. On top of that, we're going to redesign our store. You may see it coming down the road, where we're going to bring new products like sushi. We're going to bring some products for little upper echelon beauty, which is not your typical drugstore products, mind you. So this will be a little bit different. But all of it is encompassing our new pharmacy design. And you'll see in this new pharmacy design where we'll pull the pharmacist out of the pharmacy. So you'll think about that for a second, how logistics would work. but we're going to bring a pharmacist out on the sales floor to talk to everybody that needs help on OTC, as well as filling medications, answering questions, and we're going to be face-to-face with you. You haven't seen this here in Phoenix yet. We do have some stores that are out there in Chicago and Indianapolis, but I encourage you, when we open, I'm going to throw an invite out for you guys to come join us, and we're going to make sure it comes here to Goodyear. One reason I'm really hoping Goodyear is the place that it's going to come to, maybe jumping ahead of myself, is because of this relationship. When we heard about the opportunities, and Mayor, you sent me some opportunities that we could jump on, we're going after every one of them to help out Goodyear. So we're going to try and bring everything we can, all our resources, to help you guys out. And Jim, I know, is at the forefront of that for this community as well. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I didn't talk too long, but I'm really excited.
No, we thank you. And we appreciate your involvement in the community, and we welcome that with open arms. So now we'll go to the spring training, and I understand, Matt, no, it's Debbie Davini. We'll take, hi, Debbie. You'll be taking the presentation.
Mayor and Council, my name is Nathan Torres. I'm the ballpark manager. We have been very busy preparing for more than 100,000 fans to come to our turnstiles over the next month, and we have some exciting news to share regarding the upcoming season. So I'd like to introduce Deb Davini. She's our marketing and operations supervisor, to give you a brief preview on spring training 2012. Deb.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. What they're passing out right now for you is the, that's actually, I have one for Mayor Lord over here. I'm going to use yours as the demo. We actually put together spring training survival kits for you all. Survival kits. As you know, spring training opening day is less than 5 days away. We have inside everything you're going to need for a spring training game. So we have a hat for the mayor. I have one for each team because, you know, when you're meeting with the teams, we got to
appreciate that.
Right.
I appreciate that.
So we got to play the right role. We have your Cracker Jacks. Everybody needs those. And these are things that you are allowed to bring into the ballpark. So we have certain rules and regulations. You know, you can bring a 16 by 16 by 8-inch bag. This fits into that format. We also have a bag of peanuts, so you can help enjoy the game. Of course, we do allow factory sealed bottles of water, so you can bring that as well for those hot days. You want to make sure you stay refreshed. And of course, with the Arizona sun, we need sunblock. So you each have sunscreen, so you have absolutely no excuse for not being there at spring training games this year. So tell all your friends. New this year, we also have introduced a loyalty souvenir cup. So we stole this idea from Harkins Theaters, if any of you are familiar with this. We introduced the souvenir cup program. It's a $5 cup, and what that does for you is you keep it and you can refill it all season long for $1 for soft drink refill. So hopefully, you know, this is just another one of the many things that we do to make the place family friendly and affordable. So that's there. We also put this out. Every one of you has probably seen the In Focus magazine this month with the insert that we've done. Because again, we want no excuses for, you know, every single resident of Goodyear to come to spring training this year. So what we've done is done a buy one get one coupon, and it's good in almost all of the seating areas, and it's a great deal. Then also the $5 off coupons for 2 different games. So you can choose a Reds and Indians game, and it's up to 4 tickets. So we've got fireworks nights this year, new. So 4 of our 5 evening games are we'll have fireworks at the end of them. We've got all the favorite promotions: Kids Run the Bases, Senior Stroll, and Play Catch on the Field, Autograph Days. We really have something for everybody. We've done a family 4-pack. Those are also available this year. So as far as affordability and getting people out to the ballpark, we don't want to hear any excuses. We think we have something for everybody. So make sure you tell all of your friends. And I'll leave you with this. We have a Groupon deal going on right now. It's good till midnight. So on Groupon Phoenix, we have 2 outfield box tickets and a parking pass for just $18. And for any of you who weren't paying attention, the $18 ticket, outfield reserve seating, is actually an $18 ticket on its own. So that's 2 tickets and a parking pass for $18. Tell everyone we've already sold about 500, so we're expecting opening day and actually opening weekend, because it's good for either opening day or the 4th. So we'll see a lot of people out there at the ballpark.
Very good. Thank you very much. Any questions for her? It's a great briefing, and I hope our citizens are listening tonight. You gave them a lot of very, very helpful hints. The other thing, I don't know if you're responsible for it, but the ballpark is featured in the Sunset Magazine. Our city is, and the ballpark with some other venues around our city. So it's a good month for Goodyear. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are they here? Oh. Well, that's too bad. Thank you very much. We had on the agenda the soccer team was coming, and that's too bad. I was giving them a proclamation. The Estrella Foothills High School Lady Wolves are a 4-time consecutive state champion. And they even, I think, changed leagues and still took the champion this year. So we will get this to them. But I just wanted to congratulate them for their accomplishments, because we know in order to do this, they have to keep their academics up too. So that means there's a lot of hours on the field playing and practicing, as well as their academics. So, okay? All right. So we'll go to the city manager, who is going to read a letter from ADOT on the Loop 303.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. I wanted to review quickly with you the process that ADOT and FHWA are following for Loop 303. ADOT and FHWA have begun the process of compiling public comments received thus far on the extension of Loop 303 south of proposed SR 30. These comments will guide both agencies in developing the project report to identify a preferred alternative for Loop 303. Throughout this process, ADOT and FHWA will consult with all affected stakeholders, including the City of Goodyear, on the outcome of these studies. The City of Goodyear participation is a critical element for comment and review of all material used in developing the Loop 303 final report and preferred alternative selection. This final report is anticipated by the end of this calendar year. The following letter was submitted into the official public record comment process on behalf of the City Council. In addition, all materials related to the process that led to the city's preferred alignment were submitted to ADOT and FHWA for the second time. The letter is addressed to the Arizona Department of Transportation regarding Loop 303 Extension Corridor, River Crossing Study, and Environmental Review. The purpose of this letter is to provide the Arizona Department of Transportation and the Federal Highway Administration with comments regarding the proposed Loop 303 Extension Corridor, River Crossing Study, and Environmental Review that is currently underway for that portion of the Loop 303 extension between the proposed State Route 30 and Hassayampa freeways. The City of Goodyear appreciates the efforts of ADOT and FHWA in studying the potential future alignments for this roadway project and welcomes this opportunity to provide comments. Over the years, the City of Goodyear, its residents, and major landowners have gone to considerable effort to identify a preferred alignment for Loop 303 through our community, and I would like to share with you information regarding these efforts. In July 2003, the City of Goodyear adopted the Goodyear General Plan for 2003 to 2013, which included a roadway functional classification plan as part of the circulation element that identified a preferred alignment for the Loop 303 extension at River Crossing number 3 as labeled on ADOT's display boards for the project. Located approximately midway between the Perryville Road and Jackrabbit Trail alignments. During development of the city's general plan, there was considerable discussion regarding the future extension of the Loop 303 and appropriate location for a river crossing. The City Council took testimony from residents and landowners from Estrella Mountain Ranch and Rainbow Valley at 2 public meetings in July 2003. After reviewing the alternatives identified and the recommendations made in the Corridor Improvement Study, SR 303L between Riggs Road and MC 85, prepared by the Parsons Corporation for Maricopa County Department of Transportation, the Goodyear City Council approved the general plan with the inclusion of an alignment similar to Alternative F that was identified in that study, approximately in the same location as what is now referred to as River Crossing number 3. The Goodyear General Plan was overwhelmingly supported and approved by Goodyear voters in November 2003. In February 2007, the City Council also approved a major amendment to the general plan to continue the Loop 303 extension southward from River Crossing Number 3 in a manner similar to the alignment shown, running in a southeasterly direction until it intersects with the future Hassayampa Freeway alignment roughly at Reams Road. The city's projected alignment was further east between Bullard Avenue and Litchfield Road. This major amendment to the general plan was sponsored by a major landowner in this area and was supported by virtually all of the landowners along the alignment. In the same year, a minor amendment of the general plan was approved to adjust the alignment of Loop 303 extension in the vicinity of Lower Buckeye Road and Cotton Lane. The amendment modified the alignment of Loop 303 so that it extended in a southwesterly direction from the intersection of Lower Buckeye Road and Cotton Lane and subsequently would align with River Crossing Number 3. As with the previous amendment, this minor amendment to the general plan was endorsed by the major landowner in this area and was supported by virtually all of the landowners along this alignment. In December 2009, the Goodyear City Council approved a major general plan amendment for a comprehensive revision to the roadway functional classification plan within the circulation element of the general plan so that it would conform to the previously approved alignments for the Loop 303 extension south and the roadway alignments contained within the Regional Transportation Framework Studies completed by the Maricopa Association of Governments, namely the Hassayampa Transportation Framework Study and the Hidden Valley Transportation Framework Study. The city has participated in these regional transportation framework studies and supports the roadway alignments contained within them. The preferred general alignment for the Loop 303 extension is shown on the city's roadway functional classification plan in the general plan, a copy of which is enclosed with this letter. In closing, the City of Goodyear supports a preferred alignment for the Loop 303 extension that would extend southwesterly from the intersection of Lower Buckeye Road and Cotton Lane to River Crossing Number 3 and continuing southward through the Rainbow Valley and then swinging to the southeast roughly along the alignment for Reams Road to where it intersects with the future Hassayampa Freeway. This alignment is consistent with the alignment identified by the city in the general plan's roadway functional classification plan, as well as the alignments contained within the Hassayampa Transportation Framework Study and the Hidden Valley Transportation Framework Study prepared by the Maricopa Association of Governments. The city would appreciate your thoughtful consideration of our comments and support for the preferred alignment for the Loop 303 extension as identified in the city's general plan. Thank you for your cooperation, and we look forward to working with ADOT and FHWA in developing this project, which is so critical to the future development of Goodyear. And it's signed sincerely, City of Goodyear, Georgia Lord, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay. So we'll go on with the time for citizens' comments. And we have anybody appearing? So no one this evening? All right. Then we'll go on to the consent agenda. And I would like the city clerk to read it by title only, please.
Item A, approve a request from Diana K. Morrow, agent applicant representing Bird Enterprises of Arizona, Inc., for a permanent extension of premises patio permit for Cutting Edge Bar and Grill, liquor license number 120-77424, located at 1188 North Dysart Road, located in the Holiday Inn and Suites. Item B, adopt resolution 12-1478 to be proactive and involved in the state governmental decision-making processes directly affecting the city legislative priorities identified in the City Council Action Form Report and the Arizona League of Cities and Towns legislative priorities and providing for an effective date. Item C, accept the quitclaim deed for a portion of Van Buren Street from Roosevelt Irrigation District and provide to the district a non-exclusive perpetual easement for underground irrigation facilities easement. Item D, accept the dedication of a water line easement along the alignment for Fillmore Street, which will convey water to the proposed Quick Trip facility, as well as portions of the Estrella Commons and other nearby future developments. Item E, adopt Resolution 12-1476, authorizing the City of Goodyear to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the Maricopa County Library District for the provision of library services, providing for an effective date. Item F, adopt Resolution 12-1477, authorizing the city manager to execute an intergovernmental agreement with Arizona Department of Transportation and City of Goodyear to establish compensation to the city for ADOT's use of certain detour and haul routes during the construction of the SR 303 I-10 traffic interchange project, including various other improvements to be completed with this project and their respective maintenance responsibilities. Item G, adopt ordinance 12-1252, extending and increasing the corporate limits of the City of Goodyear, Maricopa County, State of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes, and amendments thereto, by annexing the right-of-way for that portion of Van Buren Street between Citrus Road and Cotton Lane, which is contiguous to and surrounded by the existing city limits of the City of Goodyear. Item H, adopt ordinance 12-1253, extending and increasing the corporate limits of the City of Goodyear, Maricopa County, State of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes, and amendments thereto, by annexing the right-of-way for a portion of Citrus Road between McDowell Road and Roosevelt Street, which is contiguous to and surrounded by the existing city limits of the City of Goodyear.
Thank you. Does anyone from the public wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? Does anyone on the council wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? A couple questions or removal?
Just a question.
All right. Councilman Pizzillo?
Just a quick question on B. Romina?
But you thought you weren't going to get away with it?
Sorry, I thought mine was C.
That's okay. Just quick, with the state legislature's budget and the governor's budget, I guess not being on the same page, real quick, can you tell me where that may be right now on some of the highlights that they disagree and where you think it's going?
Sure. Mayor Lord, Councilmember Pizzillo, I think the largest disagreement is on the revenue projections. The governor's revenue projections are higher than the legislators. And then the other piece of it is the governor wants to, in her budget, there's some replenishment of some of the funds, whereas legislators would like to put some of that money aside and wait another year and see how the economy goes, as well as what happens next in the process with the sales tax coming to an end in a year. So those are their two biggest issues. Most of the stuff they have, they'll agree on most of the items. There's the revenue projections, I think, is the largest, but they are working together, even though they say there's a little bit of a standoff. There are meetings occurring and items that are being taken care of between the three houses, between the three divisions.
Was one of the issues, though, buying the building, or I guess the governor wanted to purchase the buildings they sold in the legislature? Is that it?
Yes, that's one of the items on the list of things that she would like to replenish, that they are saying, let's just wait another year or two before we start to spend the money. Or do we really have a surplus, and what's next year going to look like?
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Vice Mayor Osborne?
Yes, on item E regarding the library, I just wanted to clarify that approving this, if in the future, the next few years, we find a different building for the library or a different place, does this contract come null and void? Will it be a problem to want to move? Just help me out with that, please.
Yeah, just very quickly, if we do expand into a larger facility, it would reopen up negotiations with the IGA. The way the original IGA was written, the second 5 years contemplated us being in a 30,000 square foot facility at City Center, which kicked in a cost share for operations. This new agreement, because there is no current hard and fast plans for a new library, keeps everything status quo. They pay for the operations, we pay for the facility lease. If we do go to a larger library, then it would reopen negotiations on a new IGA.
Would that be good for us or bad?
It basically would move to the direction of us cost sharing with the library in a phased approach, similar to what we had contemplated when it was originally passed 5 years ago.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yep, Mike.
Yes, Councilman Stipp.
This agreement, however, only covers us up to 10,000 square feet.
Correct.
The current facility right now is
1,800.
Yeah. So we're good to 10,000 before we have to get into cost sharing, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Councilman Campbell?
We don't know that we'll have to cost share if we renegotiate the list, do we? If we go bigger, larger?
If we go larger than 10,000 square feet, that we will likely get into a cost share. The library, by doing this IGA, is really outside of their policy, in which they typically don't support the operations in part or in full for branch libraries in cities that have a population of greater than 50,000. We are the exception because of the size of our library. Typically, anything under 50,000 they support fully.
Did that answer your question? Councilman Campbell? Anybody else? Okay, thank you very much. Could I please have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
I heard a motion by Councilman Loretano and a second by, I believe, Councilman Stipp. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Osborne?
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Loretano?
Aye.
Councilmember Campbell?
Aye.
Councilmember Gilzer?
Aye.
Councilmember Stipp?
Aye.
Mayor Lord?
Aye.
Passes 7-0.
Well, there are no business items tonight, but we'll go through our comments, and we will have a special meeting following this meeting. So should we start out with council comments on any of your activities, or? Okay, you can start here to the left. Go ahead.
Okay, on this past week I attended a breakfast at Pantomia, and they were very interested in the 303 alignment, and we had quite a lively conversation concerning that. And I also enjoyed the Wildflower HOA picnic. That was a lovely affair. And
how was the neighborhood turnout in that?
It was, well, when I got there it wasn't very good, but then the third time I came by it was a little better.
Okay, so later
in the day it was a lot better. And this morning I attended the West Valley Human Services Committee, which was very interesting. And last week I also attended the Area Agency on Aging meeting, and we're working on additional feeding sites, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to expand a feeding site into the actual city of Goodyear because we are administered out of the Avondale Senior Center, and that center does our Meals on Wheels for us. Mm-hmm. But we're looking, we're discussing it to see if in fact we can expand. Okay. And that's all I can think of right now. Thank you.
Councilman Pizzillo?
Just real quick, it was my pleasure to represent you at the IMS Arizona Marathon this past week.
Thank you.
And well, it's the second year in a row, and I really enjoyed it. It was a little better this year. It was raining last year, so they had clear skies in there. But I believe there was a few thousand that had participated totally in that event. And I didn't cross the finish line, but I was able to hand out medals for those who did. So
are you telling me you attempted to
No.
run
No. On the bike, yes. No, running wouldn't work for me. But anyway, it was very enjoyable. There was a lot of representation there from throughout the valley and the cities that where the race went through. So, and again, almost all of us had participated in the parade.
Yes,
so
thank
that
you.
was enjoyable. I'd like to give a tip of the hat for those who put that on, because to coordinate, I believe there was 80 plus participants in that parade, and it pretty much came off without well, at least we didn't see any hitches as we went through there, and started on time and pretty much finished on time. So kudos to staff members that put that on. That was a fantastic job.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
My turn.
Vice Mayor Osborne?
Just a couple of things I wanted to remind people about or let them know. We have a couple of Homeless Youth Connection events coming up. Their dinner and also a golf tournament. And next Monday we have the charity game with the Indians versus the Reds for Arizona in Action and also Homeless Youth Connection as the benefactors. We also have March 7th a groundbreaking for the Children's Hospital that actually will be in Avondale, but you know what? It's a regional thing, and I think we're all excited about that, hopefully going quickly. And Sherry and I were attending something that I cannot believe that I didn't make a big deal about, and that was our Arizona Centennial. And here I am being this great native that I am, and I never, yelled to the rafters, "Happy birthday, Arizona." And so I'm saying it now. But Sherry and I had a great time at the Fandango. That was pretty cool. And again, with the parade, I was quite proud of our two cities, Avondale and Goodyear, coming together and celebrating the birthday. This Saturday, I will let everybody know who are teenagers. It's the YMCA's annual Fear Factor Night, so I would like to let all the teens out there know about that. And tomorrow, I am welcoming everyone for a meeting at Skyway Church for a summer school program, feeding sites for children. So that's what's going on. Thanks.
That's great. Is that the one with Don Mellon?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Sherry?
Well, it's pretty much been covered. I attended the Fandango. That was a very, very nice event. I thought that was put on very nice. The parade, I was with Frank Scott from Avondale. We had a blast. We were in a 1922 car, which was just absolutely lovely. And so, again, everybody did it without a shoestring budget. It was a phenomenal parade, great day. Everyone had fun. And I thought it was a crack up. Both mayors showed up in hot pink.
But I had a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I attended the IMS marathon. I didn't run it either, but I attended like the fun run, and the day before with the Arizona in Action, there was like a health fair. Maybe we should like try to run the 5K next year, Joe.
We have a team.
Yeah, we could have a team. Come on. No, come. Maybe we should put our candies away and we should try that for the healthiness.
Ooh, we could
It's my challenge.
There we go. Good challenge.
And that pretty much about covers
We
it.
could do a relay.
Mr. Gelzer?
The one important event that I went to this past week was a real estate conference that was sponsored by Wells Fargo Bank downtown, and they had members of the Arizona Corporation Commission, the Arizona Commerce Commission, and several other key speakers from the development and relocation corporate type people speaking. And the comments about where the Arizona economy are were guardedly optimistic. However, the comments that we also heard from the mall developer were reflected in the comments that were presented downtown.
But that wasn't from Westcor. It was from a different.
Oh, this was Westcor wasn't even there.
That's right. I just want you to.
I just want to. What I really want to say is the same thing we heard from Westcor is what we're hearing from other relocation, specialists, major developers, and the Arizona Commerce Commission. And so again, cautiously optimistic. But slow and steady growth is what they're predicting.
At least it's optimistic.
Thank you, Gary. I also enjoyed the parade, but the one thing I want to compliment the citizens, the children, the dance teams that walked that parade. And some of them did acrobatics, they did dances, but the fact that mattered, people were with strollers and their babies, and that meant that people really wanted to take place this 100-year birthday. It meant something to them. If they didn't have a big float, it didn't matter. They were going to be in this parade. So my hats go off to the people of Goodyear and Avondale for participating, and I really appreciate it. Really made it really like a hometown parade. Of course, I attended some of the normal things, the MAG Regional Council, but I want to give a plug for the Three Rivers Historical Society and ask our public, it's really beneficial for them to show up, because each time they meet, we get a real history lesson on avenues that we don't know about. I'm not meaning streets, but people and what they did during that time and when their parents located in the area. So I highly recommend that. I also attended, which was really interesting, of course, the GOP presidential debate in Mesa. And my hat goes off to Mayor Scott Smith. He did a great job for the venue in welcoming people and the setup. And his welcoming words to everybody were very, very well presented. And he introduced the governor, and he did a fine job, and so did she, talking about our state. So that was good. And then I will mention the one thing that I was involved in this week, which I think is really important for our city. Because I sit on the International Forum, we had an executive dinner, and different countries were represented at this. We had people from China, from Germany, from Italy, from Canada, and one other country I'm missing, and it was a very Spain. Thank you, Joanne. And it was a very small group, so we were at the table, dinner table, and could talk about conversation and economic development. And they were very candid about telling us the number of investments they want to make in the United States and what they're looking at and the fields they're looking at. So that was very helpful. And they continued it the next day at an international business forum at GPEC, which was, again, the house was just filled, and they answered many questions. You missed a good one. Many questions of the people that were interested in bringing foreign companies to the United States. And they also went through of all the investments they already have in the United States. So it was very interesting, and I'll try to get that information to all of you. Okay. Yes?
I forgot two really important things. I'm so sorry. Several of us attended the awards presentation for the Goodyear Fire Department, and it was a lovely event. And we were so proud of the crews and the individual firemen and women that received the special awards. It was just a very special night, and we thank Chief Gallard and his staff for inviting us, and it was just lovely. And I'm sorry I didn't mention it. I knew I had gone somewhere else on Saturday, and I couldn't remember. But I do want to take this opportunity to thank Paula Lardo and Mary Wilhelm for all of the work on the Centennial Parade and also the Centennial Committee. We worked on that event it wasn't a parade when we first started, but for 3 years we envisioned something really special for our city. And Paula and Mary just went over and above beyond the call of duty for putting it all together and being the wonderful organizational folks that they are. And we just really need to thank those two special ladies and Michael Leon for all of the wonderful artwork. And he actually did the picture of the train station that was on our float. Yeah. And it was just wonderful. So I just wanted to thank everyone, and Goodyear was just so proud of the way everything happened, and we had nothing but good remarks from everyone. The only funny downside was when they had to move one of the bouncy houses because a water main broke right in the middle of the area where the tents were. But that wasn't anything that we just moved everybody away and kept having fun. So it was a great day.
Thank you. Well said.
Great day.
I think we all have the same sentiments. We thank you for saying them. Well, this meeting is going to come to an end, and then we're going to go into a special meeting. But I have a question to the lawyer. Can we take a picture of this young man? I don't know. Did anybody take a picture tonight? And before we go into this? Absolutely. All right. So mother and son, let's come up. And counsel, let's go down and get behind them. Come on. I don't want this moment to go away, and I felt so badly because I don't remember the camera being flashed because we were all down there busy. But no, Mom, you're part of this. Okay? So we're going to just kind of. Is it good in the background?
Well, let's not take the picture.
No, let's not. Yeah. And you need to get people.
These are off the screen.
You want us to move a different way? Can you get everybody in?
Yeah, squeeze a little bit.
Okay, everybody. Be sure that you get your head in between.
I think you should off the screen. I don't know if you can do that. Can you hear me?
Well, then.
Shoot it with this seal, great seal of the state of Arizona.
That's what I wanted to get.
Harvard's lost.
U of A's lost. U of A.
Yeah, right.
Sarah's not going to belong here.
Are we adjourned yet? Oh. Then we adjourn and then open?
Yeah, and then I'm going
Then
to.
the special meeting.
I said that. Yeah.
So don't go anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. Cool. I got rid of my swag.
I know. Very, that was very sweet of you.
Okay, I'm going to adjourn this meeting. And as soon as you're seated, we'll start the special meeting. I'd like to call to order a special meeting Monday, February 27th, and we're all in place. And there is one item on this. This is an item to be considered, adopting Resolution 12-1